I'd like to talk to you about a skin condition that is a common problem in general practice, in my practice, and it's a skin condition that causes a lot of distress for parents, and if it's not dealt with quite early, it can spread and needs lots of painful, difficult treatments. If it's picked up early, it can be dealt with. So it's a problem that we see commonly in a South African temperate tropical environment. It's called Molluscum Contagiosum. So quite a mouthful. And what I'd like to tell you about it is a little condition that is almost, it's called a wart. A molluscum is a wart, and contagiosum means it's contagious. So it's spread from child to child, generally under the age of 10 years. And it occurs on the areas where children touch their face, and they spread it on their skin when they scratch, they move their hands, and it looks like a little wart, and it almost looks like a little blister. And in the beginning you think, well, it's been there a couple of days, it'll go away. And if you have a look, it's almost as though it's got a little, kind of like a little umbilicus in the middle, little raised wart. It's not chicken pox. It spreads locally. If it is kind of starts off, particularly at the moment with children with masks, they get a bit itchy, their hands, they're moving their masks. So I've seen a lot of children around the eyes. And the reason I'm telling you about it, because if it kind of affects around the eyes, it can be a big problem and difficult to treat. So this is something called a DNA Pox virus, not like smallpox, but it is a pox virus and spreads relatively slowly. So it's not something that is particularly big, hugely dangerous, but it can be very irritating, particularly if children spread it and touch their genitalia. It's a nightmare to treat. So the treatment of this little virus or little wart, if it's treated early, you can eliminate before it spreads. So what is happening is in children, it doesn't generally happen in adults. If an adult has it, they've got a serious problem with the immune system. So it actually can occur in adults with HIV who have compromised immune systems. In children, because they're young, the immune system doesn't know it's there. A child's immune system has a radar. And under the age of 10, like with general warts, just think about other type of verruca or warts. You don't see adults walking around with lots of warts unless they've got a problem with the immune system. Children are more likely to have them because the immune system doesn't have the radar to target and take them out. So these little kind of warts, they take several days or even weeks to develop. And if they are nicked and expressed and little stuff is popped out, they can be treated individually. But when they start to spread, they're multiple, and there are a lot of them. And remember, a child is very difficult to treat. A child, they're not going to sit down there calmly while you express them and pop them. They need a different approach. So the immune system doesn't know they're there, so they proliferate. So around about the age of 10, the immune system suddenly has better vision, goes in and takes it out. The treatment really is, my practice is, if you can get them very early, you can use like a little toothpick and nick them very gently, clean them, and they go. There can be a little bit of bleeding, but nothing too serious. The other types of treatment is you actually need to create a little inflammation at the area where they have started. Draw the attention of the immune system to where it is. So there are different treatments. There's something called beetle blister juice. They can be treated by cryotherapy, freezing them off, and also something called Eldara. And we intentionally cause a bit of inflammation. Thereby, the body sees the inflammation, the immune system goes in and takes them out. So this is something that can spread. Hygiene, sanitizers make a big difference. But I've seen a lot of children with them around the eyes. So if you've seen your child with these little blisters that look like warts, I've seen them mistreated with cortisone, thinking they are different types of blemishes in the skin. These are common things. The treatment really needs a lot of attention because you can't put toxic medications around the eye. If it occurs elsewhere, one of the techniques I use is to use a substance called Eldara. And also there's something called cantharidin, which is a beetle blister juice which needs to be used carefully. You can use an earbud with some Vaseline and circumscribe, protect the skin around. With the other end of the Q-tip is put the little cream on there and put a little covering on that. And in the case of cantharidin or beetle blister juice, just for a couple of hours and then remove them. With the other types of treatment, you've got to leave it overnight. So if this is something you're seeing, let us know. I thought I'd let you know because I'm seeing a lot of these different viruses, particularly around the eyes with the COVID and use of masks. So I hope this is interesting and helps you.